2015 was a pretty decent year for Nerf. The Rival and Doomlands lines were introduced, and a couple of lines like the Zombie Strike series got a few extra blasters. Now, while there weren't too many standout blasters, there certainly were enough to fill my top 5 slots for worst blasters of 2015. This video goes along with my top 5 best blasters of 2015. If you haven't watched it, you can check it out right here. Before I begin, I would really appreciate it if the comment section to this video didn't turn into the comment section from my Slingfire video, because that was pretty bad. These are my picks for the top worst blasters of 2015, and you may disagree with that, which is perfectly fine. You have an opinion. I am open to having discussions, civil debates about whether you agree, disagree, or have your own top 5 list. So yeah, please keep the comment section civil, because that Slingfire videos is terrible. Without further ado, let's start with the number 5 pick, the Ion Fire. The Ion Fire comes in at number 5 because it's just boring. It's a reshelled sharp fire that looks really weird. It doesn't really fit with any attachments, and it's just boring. That's honestly the reason why it's there. It's just boring, and the performance is so it doesn't do much for me, and that's why it's number 5. Coming in at number 4 is the Thunder Blast. How many of you had wished that Hasbro took the Demolisher, chopped off the rocket part of it, took the rocket part of it, and repackaged it into its own separate blaster for you to buy? Well, if you had wished this, you were in luck in 2015, because that's what the Thunder Blast is, a glorified rocket launcher from the Demolisher into its own thing. Now, not everything about the Thunder Blast is terrible. The ranges were pretty cool, but that's about it. For $25, you got a blaster that was lackluster in design. It hurt you if you shouldered it the wrong way. Felt like it was missing out on a lot of potential energies just from how loose the firing slide was, and just was inaccurate. I mean, rockets are supposed to go where you kind of want them to go, but this thing, off to the sides, up in the air, everywhere. So that's why it's the number 4 spot for worst blasters of 2015. My number 3 pick is the ZR800 Abolisher. When this thing rolled out into the Zombie Strike line, it looked like it had no idea as to what it wanted to do. It fired darts in a hamp style like the Thunder Blast, and it also shot silly string? What? Not only are the ranges pretty bland, but the silly string is gonna cost you after a while, because Nerf got its hands on it and they packaged it to look like Zombie Strike stuff. It's an odd blaster that stands out but doesn't really do anything useful. The only place I can see this being used is in my 3rd spot for worst blasters of 2015. I don't get it. The runner-up 2nd place for this list is the Aero Revolution Bow. I was really looking forward to this blaster. It looked really good. It had that cool auto loader on the side, which I thought would help remedy a lot of the problems with the Agent Bow, such as taking forever to load the darn thing. But holy crap, this thing had a lot of problems. The autoloader took forever to load. The friction fit of the autoloader was terrible, to where if you were to just slightly tap it, arrows would explode out of it. It double fed a lot. Basically every time I tried using it, there'd be at least 1 double feed of arrows, which was not good. And if you were tilting the bow backwards or forwards, the arrows would tend to slide out and just make things complicated. I was looking forward to this blaster, and for $40, it is a catastrophe, and that's why it is the runner-up, with the number 1 spot going to the Doominator. Bigger is not always better, and this is a perfect example of things going completely wrong. I love the concept of it. Having 5 cylinders that would flip around was pretty cool and gimmicky, which I kind of like. Having the changeable priming thing was very, very cool. But everything was wrong with this blaster. For $40, you got a blaster that was extremely prone to jamming. If it wasn't the cylinders not lining up after you flipped them, it was 2 to 3 darts trying to jam their way into the barrel, or 1 dart not making it all the way out of the cylinder before it rotated it. It could not keep up with a higher than normal rate of fire. It was just bad. $40 of not worth it, and it is my number 1 pick for worst blaster of 2015, which I'm sure some of you saw coming. So there you go. So the final top 5. Ion Fire, Thunder Blast, ZR800, Arrow Revolution Bow, and the poor Doominator. So if you agree or you disagree or you have your own top 5 that you'd like to share, leave them in the comments section. We can have a nice discussion about it. Please keep things civil. Once again, if you have not seen the best blasters of 2015, you can click right here and go watch that. I had a lot of fun going through everything that Nerf and other brands had to offer and comparing things. So yeah, maybe I'll do this again for the end of 2016. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day wherever you are.